Okay. Where is my chat? Why does it do that? Why is it that? Why is, wait, what is it? Oh my God. No, don't. Why is it trying to pick up from investigations? Hi, kitty. Streams can never just start easy, can they? Why is it picking up from investigations? It's not supposed to do that. Okay, there we go. Okay. Hi, kitty cat. Okay. Never can just start the stream. It always has to be a whole thing. Hi, kitty cat. You're gonna sit on the bed tonight. You're just gonna be. That is my iPad. The stream can never just start easy. My cat always has to pull some shit. Okay. The stream can never just start. Okay. 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 As the title says, we are finally returning to Ace Attorney Investigations 2. We are finally returning to Investigations Case 3. Can we finally finish it? It's been so long. I took 2 months off streaming, and then for my first week back to streaming, I only played Genshin because there was a lot of Genshin for me to play. But now we're back, and we're doing Ace Attorney. I have to turn the volume back on. Just, Jesus Christ, it's loud. So I'm gonna turn it down for you guys. And I'm gonna turn it down for me. Okay, I think that's good. Okay. Not that button. One of these buttons does what I need it to. Hi, kitty. What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay. Okay. Also, okay. Okay. Hey, here we go. Hi, kitty. Hello. What's going on? Oh, shit. Which save is... This is one of the ones from Turnabout Legacy. This one is from the 27th. This one is from the 24th. This one's from the 27th. 27th, 24th, 27th, 27th. Okay. Hi, kitty. Can you not eat the microphone? And can you not step on the keyboard? Okay. This one was at 10:21. This one was at 11:11. This one was at 11:11. 1:27, 20:25, 1:27, 20, 23, 11:49, 23, 11:40. My cat just knocked my straw on the floor. What are you doing? What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Are you going to behave tonight? Or are you going to be the worst? You can't look cute to get out of this. Apologies, my cat is insane. Okay, so I think these saves were at the exact same time, so I think I'm gonna pick this one. I'm gonna hope it's correct. And my cat is opening my door. Wonderful. One moment. Can also reveal this. I brought the husbands along. Okay, let me go close my door and then we will get into it. Oh God, I have to remember the voices I do for this game. What does any of these characters sound like? What decisions did I make in the past? Past Rose is looking real punchable right now. Alright, Gusto and Frost's connections. I'm gonna refresh myself on what I have. Okay, Attorney's badge, contest rules. Oh, hello. Hold on one moment. I will never be a prepared streamer, because that would be boring. I'm glad we're coming back strong with the Manfred von Karma shaming. That's all we can ask for in this game. Okay. The Ultimate Cookbook, Prize Ultimate. Judging will proceed clockwise. Stands, displays, materials. Okay. The seal, crime scene, teapot, finger marks, key, salt lamp, cloth, fake confections, instant camera, Mr. Frost's room, missing statement, cookbook. Okay, and then how did I forget she was a character? I completely forgot Delicia Scone was a character in this game. Honestly, I think that's for the best. Okay. Now I have to remember voices. I can't stall any longer. I've stalled as much as I can. Okay. We made Von Karma German, right? Or did we make him not German? I think we made him German. Dude, Von Karma would so rant about the newer generations being lazy, but then be a trust fund baby himself. Nepotism baby Von Karma is, like, the only thing I accept. Okay, German Von Karma, alright. Let's see if I remember how to voice act. The connections between Gusto and Frost. It was simply a matter of coincidence. They both happened to be taking part in the same contest. I hated every part of that. Oh God, okay. And then Gregory was an older Edgeworth. And that is all. That's all I have to say to you. I'm gonna stab you. Oh God, what was Eddie's voice? I'm just gonna make up something new, I think. What? But that doesn't help us at all. We'll have to confront him with evidence if we want to draw the truth out of him. And it's imperative that we do. He's clearly hiding something. What? Von Karma is hiding something. Von Karma would never hide anything. Pulls out a taser. Okay. Connection between Gusto and right. Dude just gave us two things. I will attempt to make Eddie sound the worst. Don't worry. The connection between Gusto and Frost. It was simply a matter of coincidence. They both happened to be taking part in the same contest. Okay. Who is Gusto and Frost again? Let me remind myself. Artie Frost. And then, okay. Candy crafting confectioner who's taking part in the contest. Murder victim gained fame as a sculptor in France under a pseudonym. Okay. Listen. Stabbing is the quickest way to deal with people. Von Karma is a frail old man. Oh, he's not old yet. He's almost old. He's a frail, on the older side, gentleman. I can stab him and he'll go down. Stabbing is always the easiest way to deal with anything. Okay. So what is the connection between Gusto and Frost? Yeah, this has Frost's seal on it, but nothing to do with Gusto. Finger marks, crime scene notes. It feels like something that should be really obvious, but I took 2 months off playing this game. Found in Scone's room. Oh yeah, no, my explanation for wanting to stab Von Karma is 100% eat the rich. Victim's blood, cookbook, semifinal entries, Frost and Scone. Frost and Gusto. Oh, Frost and Gusto's was being like compared as being similar, right? Because they both have the same flowers. Okay, I'm remembering what happened in this case. Oh, well so it was simply a coincidence. They both happened to be taking part in the contest. Here I would present the semifinal entries, but I'm gonna press it first, just to be safe. Granted, it may have simply been a coincidence that they both entered the same competition, but that doesn't rule out a connection of some other kind between the two of them. I do hate to repeat myself, but if you do not have any pertinent evidence, then kindly keep your mouth shut. Yeah, no, that's an incredible point. The rich are the most well-fed. They have the most meat on their bones. Thus, eat them. We're 14 minutes into the stream, and I'm already trying to justify cannibalism. What type of career did I pick for myself? I guess I'll just have to do as he says for now. At least until I find the evidence that proves Mr. Gusto and Mr. Frost's connections. Still, the look in your eye speaks volumes. Well, go on then. What are you trying to say? Make up your mind, will you? Should I keep my mouth shut or not? It seems Mr. Von Karma is keen on keeping us away from the truth. Which means the truth must be some... Jesus Christ, I can't read. Dyslexic person plays Ace Attorney. Messes up every word. Which means the truth must be inconvenient to him somehow, right? Stop being funnier than me. Mr. Gusto and Mr. Frost had something in common. I just need to present the thing they shared to Mr. Von Karma. Okay, I apologize, game, for wanting to get more information. I forgot you can't get information out of Von Karma. Forgot you're not allowed to talk to Von Karma. Fuck you, Von Karma. I'm not even gonna try to hold my swears for the 20-minute mark or whatever. Objection! I wonder if you would... I wonder if you could take a look at the confections in the foreground for me, Mr. Von Karma. No, don't go! Someone here needs to be funny. One of us needs to be able to do comedy. And it's not gonna be me. My funny stuff is just justifying murdering people. They were made for the contestant semifinals. That does not seem like it should be a correct sentence, but I'm fairly certain it is. They were made for the contestants' semifinals. Both are quite exquisitely crafted, wouldn't you agree? Get to the point. As the nameplate suggests, these are Mr. Gusto and Mr. Frost's entries. Mr. Gusto told us that the confectionery design was far from his strong suit. And yet, his work in the picture is just as good as Mr. Frost's. Exactly as good, in fact. We learned from another witness that their two entries also tasted exactly the same. Oh! Oh, I wonder if they were working together. And Gusto was like the the cook inside. Like he made all the tastiest shit. And then Frost decorated it because he was a sculptor and that's where his skills lied. I wonder if that's it. I also could have figured that out 2 months ago and completely forgot, I think. That is an incredible goal to have. To be a jester and your target is every old raggedy person in your fight. Yes. I frequently joke with my brother that my gender is quite literally whatever is funniest for the current bit, and that's how I play the role of a jester, is that whatever I just do whatever's funniest for the current bit, including change my gender. The world becomes so much more funnier when you're willing to do literally anything for the bit, including stabbing Von Karma. And that is viable in the court of funny. What are you suggesting? I'm suggesting that they were helping one another out. I figured it out 5 seconds before you, Gregory and Feather. Let's take a closer look at this, shall we? I forgot how good the music in Investigations is. While at first glance, the two may appear to be significantly different. Exactly. It soon became apparent that there are significant similarities in how they were put together. They were made of the same ingredients, taste the same, and share similar design aesthetic. This picture is proof. Jesus Christ. This picture is proof positive that the two were working together. If you've figured out that much, I suppose there's little point in denying it. Kitty! Kitty, stop it! Don't open. If you're going to open the door, close the door behind you at least, please. Mr. Von Karma knew all along that they were cooperating. But I'll warn you, none of what you are about to hear will be to your advantage. Kitty cat, you can't stand on the computer. It's not allowed. Okay, Gusto and Frost's real connections. Kitty, you're not allowed on the desk. You can lay out, you have the whole bed, you have 3 of your own beds, and the entire floor. Dude, you can't stand on the desk. That's the one thing I'm asking of you. This cat is so spoiled. She literally has 3 different beds in my bedroom. She has one under my desk, one directly next to my desk, and one away from my desk. She could literally go anywhere, but she wants to stand on my keyboard. Oh my god, Von Karma would formulate his opinion based off of like 100-year-old text and refuse to change it when presented with alternate, like, conflicting evidence. That's so the type of guy Von Karma is. Kitty! No, you're going on the floor! Gusto spelled out the details of his relationship to Frost during his questioning last night. See, I want to make a gay joke, but I'm kind of afraid the game is going to reveal that, like, they're father and son or something. Kitty cat! Anywhere but the desk! It seems they were helping one another right up until the day before the final. So, you knew the two were cooperating. Mr. Von Karma, why are you trying to bury the truth? Because he's Von Karma? What else would he do, Gregory? Dude, nothing here that's been spoken is is lies. This isn't slander. Go back to law school, my dude. Please, enough with the petty slander. I merely wanted to avoid you poking your nose around before I could provide proper context in court. It simply slipped my mind to explain that to you. Okay, so now I can make a gay joke. They're boyfriends. The boyfriends were working together to win the competition for some reason. It doesn't explain why he's being so slippery with the facts, though. I need to figure out what he's hiding. I can't let things end like this. Alright, rebuttal. Excuse me. I'm always sick, so I will always cough. It's unfair at this point. I need water. Let me get a drink of water. Then we'll continue. Water tastes so good. This is my once per stream water advertisement. Drink water, it tastes so good. Water tastes delicious. Drink water. Okay, let me confirm what you seem so desperate to prove. Gusto spelled out the details of his relationship to Frost during his questioning last night. It seems they were helping one another right up until the day before the final. Okay, this has to be a press thing, because this gives me nothing. Go, Satan, give us nothing. So, you did know that Jesus Christ. So you did know that there was why do I want to say coincidence? So you did know that there was a connection between the two. Why were you trying to hide it? I don't just hand out information like candy. And certainly not to the defense. Not like that lollipop nursing fool of a detective over there. You leave Detective Bad alone, Von Karma. Oh shit. What was Bad's voice? It was all I remember is that his voice was incredibly deep and hurt my throat. Now here's where I could choose to change that. But I'm not going to. You do things your way. I'll do them mine. And you wonder why I refuse to share information with a traitor like you. Okay. Hold it. Last night, after Mr. Frost's work melted, correct? Yes, I interviewed Gusto personally. One-on-one with Mr. Von Karma? That must have been terrifying. I imagine Mr. Gusto probably mediated his way through the difficult parts. He most certainly did not, every time he closed his eyes. I brought him back with an almighty snap. No one dares plead the fifth with me. You are the worst person ever. Did you know that? Did that even work on him? Oh, apologies. And that is how I was able to perfectly learn every last detail of Gustav and Frost's relationship. Von Karma not committing crimes while he's doing anything relating to court challenge, impossible. And also, Von Karma, if you learned everything about their relationship, who's the top and who's the bottom? This game gave me too much power with that line. Alright. But why were they cooperating? Gustav's sense of design is subpar, and Frost was an amateur confectioner at best. Hey, I called it! Neither of them stood a chance of making it through the contest alone. So, what was their endgame? Oh my god, Von Karma does look like a possum! Why cooperate only until the day before the finals? Gusto claims to have ended the scheme. Allegedly, he wanted to win the final on his own merits. Okay, so there's something in here that proves he didn't. Whose room was Frost found dead in? Oh, Samson's. Okay. Right, because that's why he's claimed as guilty. Do we know anything about Gusto's room? I don't think we've been in there yet, because we've been in Frost's room, because his is the one with the sculptures. We've been in Delicia's room. We've been in Samson's room, but I don't think we've been in Gusto's room. So... Huh. His one and only goal really was to be crowned the world's best confectioner. And his pride would not allow him to do so with the help of another. Dude, you're already, like, multiple weeks into this competition. It's a little too late for your pride. Cheaters can only ever win a hollow victory, I guess? I was under the impression that their collaboration had only lasted through the semifinals. But I'm starting to think it might have lasted up through the finals itself. I would guess yes as well. Gusto telling Von Karma they ended their collaboration was probably him lying. Because, you know, not wanting to get in trouble for potentially being one of the last people to be next to a dead guy. Mr. Von Karma, I'd like to ask you some more about how long they worked together, if you don't mind. If you must. Oh, hey, we got a... wait, did I press this one? Oh, excuse me. I'm gonna press this one. I don't remember if I pressed this one. Oh, dude. You know how, like, Von Karma's canonically, like, dead by the time the second game starts? I 100% believe he was murdered in prison. He did not get to execution. He did not die of old age. Guy was murdered. Like a week into his sentence. You really believe that they were cooperating until the day before the finals and then just simply stopped? That seems a little strange to me, wouldn't you agree? I have told you the truth. Whether you find it strange or not is none of my concern. It was concern enough trying to hide it from me only a few minutes ago, though. Oh, yeah, no. Von Karma put so many people away, both innocent and guilty. So the amount of people in there that wanted him dead was a lot. Oh yeah, no, it was so Caesar style. Which means there must have been a reason for that. Based on Mr. Tangaro's assessment, it sounded as if Mr. Frost's entry for the final was a clear winner. Which means he must have still been working with Mr. Gusto, right? That's precisely what I was thinking. We must have some evidence to prove that they were cooperating right up until the finals. Okay, so we have nothing about Gusto's work. Two photos, one from Bound and one from Detective Bad. Okay. Miss Scone's statement. Frost's sculptures were scrumptious except for the lyre, which was salty. So that would be our evidence. So then, Gustav filled out. So I'm going to present Miss Scone's statement here.
Objection.
Hey! They weren't working together during the finals. I find that a little hard to believe. Miss Scone is on record as having described Mr. Frost's creations as scrumptious. And while he was certainly skilled, I doubt even he could have become a world-class confectionaire overnight. Oh my god, that's Von Karma being rat poison personified as a person is the best description of him I've ever heard. That's incredible. It seems far more likely to me that he and Mr. Gusto were still cooperating during the finals. How many times must I explain this to you? Assertions require proof, and one person's entirely subjective statement is not proof of anything. Besides, even amateurs can occasionally make delicious food. Perhaps Frost was simply lucky. This man is married? Okay, hold on. Okay, listen, I understand that Von Karma canonically got a woman to sleep with him twice because he has Francesca and an older child who has a child of their own. Thus, because we know Von Karma has a granddaughter. But like I know he got a woman to sleep with him at least twice. But the fact that he's married is ridiculous. Oh, firmly an arranged marriage, but the fact that this woman hasn't, like, escaped for her life, I'm terrified of what she's like. How is she not ran off into the night? I sure would. Okay, but also, not only is he married, my wife, for example, is an amateur cook who is an amateur whose cooking puts first-class chefs to shame. He's, like, willing to compliment her? Who is this man, and what did he do to the Von Karma that I completely manage would, like, full out just insult this poor woman he's married to? My wife, for example, is an amateur whose cooking puts first-class chefs to shame. Oh, I love Gregory. How is that not an... God. Give me 1 second to, like, clear my throat. It is not cooperating. Okay. That should hopefully be better. piranhas at the man. How is that not an entirely subjective statement? Furthermore, you are ignoring another critical part of the pharmacist's testimony. Namely, that she also described some of Frost's work as having been unbearably faulty. Yeah, a single part. I'm gonna throw a piranha at you. In other words, your evidence actually shows that Frost failed to produce the perfect confectionery. No more objections, I take it. There must be some way I can prove that Gusto and Frost were still collaborating. Mr. E? There's something that's been on my mind. What is it, Eddie? Mr. Frost's entry for the finals, wouldn't it have taken a while to make? Oh. I've never heard of sand piranhas. I assumed they were just like piranhas you found in the desert or some shit. But yeah, no, let's throw bugs at Von Karma. That's so much funnier. I would imagine so. Making flavored water, freezing it all, and then carving 2 whole sculptures? Could he really have done all that and helped Mr. Gusto with his work? I am choosing not to look up pictures of sand piranhas. Due to the fact I am terrified of bugs. Yeah, I am like so grossed out by pretty much every bug and also every single spider. The only bugs I like are caterpillars and butterflies and dragonflies and ladybugs. It's only those 4. And I only like caterpillars because they turn into butterflies. I know they'll get pretty soon. So I am not gonna look up sand piranhas because that sounds horrific. If it was me, I'd have barely gotten as far as the setting. Wait, if it were me, I'd have barely gotten as far as the setting. Is this a typo? Is this sentence wrong? If it was me, that's correct. I'd have barely gotten as far as the setting the flavored water up to freeze part. I'd have barely gotten as far as the setting the flavored water up to freeze part. Okay, that took me. Praying mantises are cool, but they scare the shit out of me. Okay, I think this sentence is correct. It's just this sentence right here is a prime example of why I hate the English language. If it was me, I'd have gotten barely as far as the setting the flavored water up to freeze part. I just can't see how Mr. Frost could have pulled it off. I'm okay, but like I'm sure if Mr. Frost was planning on doing like a huge ice sculpture, he would have been allowed to freeze the water beforehand, and then only the carving would take place for the time. So that could be feasible. Perhaps there's some lawyery inside you. After all, Eddie, your ponderings certainly point to another possibility. Oh. Oh god, this might be the first time I've ever played Ace Attorney with my headphones on. Because I believe every stream before this I would play without my headphones. because there's not like an extreme amount of audio feedback, so my microphone wouldn't pick it up. But I've started using my headphones for everything because honestly, I don't know why. I don't think I ever realized there's an audible swallowing sound for that horrid, horrid animation. Ew. God, Eddie, you really are just the worst character in this whole ass game. Eddie's right. Mr. Frost would have needed to freeze his own large blocks of flavored ice to create his art. Again, I think he would have been allowed to pre-freeze the ice. And there wouldn't have been time to do that during the contest itself. Again, pre-freeze the ice. Oh my god. Von Karma would do Stolen Valor. I don't think I noticed the swallowing sound effect, but it's the worst. Super like funny thing is I cannot handle any mouth related noises. I hate them all. In part, I believe due to the fact that my cousin growing up hated them so much. So she would force me and my brother, if we were eating around her, to not make mouth noises while we ate. And now I don't do that when I don't like make noise with my mouth when I eat anymore. And I hate when other people do it because I can hear it and it's gross. Ew. I hate the swallowing noise. I don't even like when I swallow and I can hear it. Games, stop putting mouth noises in games, please. So, what must Mr. Frost have done? What must Mr. Frost have done in order to finish his flavored ice entry within the time limit? Make the ice the day before the final, make the ice the day of the final, make it out of something else entirely. Oh. Huh. What else melts besides ice? What melts that's not ice? Could it be made out of gelatin? I didn't point it out previously because I figured it was like in part just the art style of Ace Attorney. But then also in part that it was just like a stylistic choice. But the liquid here looks really gooey. Like, it doesn't look like water. It looks like goo. I wonder if it was made out of, like, gelatin. Because that would set in a much quicker time than freezing ice. See, my gut instinct is make the ice the day before the final. But I'm gonna go with it's made out of something else. Hell of a Boss Mastermind? Wait, hold on, give me 5 seconds to... Mastermind is the one... No, it's not. Okay. I had to remember where Mastermind stops and Sin's Miss begins. Because those two really meld together in my mind. I really liked Mastermind. The song Stolus Sings is one of my favorite Hell of a Boss songs. Yeah, it's one of my favorite Stola songs, and I mean, I love getting to see Veronica in it, and Fizarali when they like appear as like watching the trial. That's really fun. It was a really good episode. I really liked it. I don't think it's my favorite episode from season 2. Because I think I like Sinsmith more. But I think it's my second favorite episode. Because it was really good. Okay, make it out of something else entirely. Maybe it wasn't made out of flavored ice at all. Maybe Mrs. Combs simply had such strong teeth that she was able to crunch through whatever it. Huh. No, it's not. Okay, we're not gonna ask how I know this. Because I'm not in the mood to answer questions. But the lyre could be made out of, like, I could see the lyre being made out of clay because clay is really salty. Don't ask how I know this. Clay is, like, really salty, so I could see the lyre being made out of, like, clay. But then I don't see how, like, because clay doesn't taste sweet, and she said the rest of the statues were sweet. Also, clay doesn't melt. Why am I even justifying it tasting salty or something? Clay doesn't melt. Oh. Okay, well, because that's not... No, that doesn't make sense. Never mind, ignore what I said. And time was one thing he didn't have on the day of the contest. Ugh. He made the ice the day before the final. Good to know my gut instinct was correct. He must have made the flavored ice the day before. Then all he would have had to do was sculpt it. What are you muttering about now? Oh, I'm sorry. I just realized something. That's all. I realized that you're correct. I ate so much random stuff as a child. I don't think I ever chewed and swallowed clay. I don't think I ever chewed and swallowed clay. But I would take, like, already baked clay objects and put them in my mouth. Because I wanted to see how salty different ones would be. I was a weird-ass kid. I still ate significant amounts of sand as a child. Like, literal fistfuls of sand. Because I was insane, I suppose. And I wonder why my body's so weird and messed up. It's probably because I ate clay and sand as a kid. What? Mr. E? I hope you know what you're doing. Oh? Accepting defeat at last, are we? And the only thing I'm accepting is that perhaps one of the things he said was true. They were helping one another right up until the day before the final. Oh. Oh. So, like, the day before the final, Gusto helped Frost prepare the ice and everything. And Frost would have, like, walked Gusto through how to create the decorations for his thing before the day before the final. At least that's my interpretation of it right now. Just as you said, the day before the final really did mark the end of their collaboration. Mr. Frost's entry was carved entirely from blocks of flavored ice. Blocks of flavored ice. Mr. Frost's entry was carved entirely from blocks of flavored ice. Nope, we're making that line silly. Ice, which would have needed at least a day to freeze. And whose flavors would therefore have been already prepared by Mr. Gusto. Have we ever seen this sprite of Von Karma before? I don't think so, because I don't think in any of the previous... Because, like, his like, nervous... Dude, Von Karma was leading the witch hunts. During Ace Attorney 1, his like nervous sprite is different, is like not side view, obviously. So I don't think we've ever seen this one before. I love it though. Be nervous. Yes, which lines up perfectly with what Gusto told me, that he helped Frost up until the day before the final. In that case, why didn't Mr. Frost reciprocate and help Mr. Gusto in return? I can hardly be expected to read the minds of the dead.
Objection.
Someone call a spirit medium. Perhaps not, but I imagine Mr. Gusto could tell us. So why don't you let us speak with him? Or do you still insist that your interrogation was as thorough as you claim? Oh, how dare you call my methods into question? That's not my intention. I just don't understand why you would obstruct a perfectly valid line of inquiry. And give me one good reason as to why you're keeping Mr. Gusto from me. One good reason? Certainly. You know, what I really like about this case in particular so far is that it's really giving Von Karma more of a reason to be so upset with Gregory the day of, like, the earthquake in the courtroom to lead to him shooting Gregory. Like, from what we were told about that by, like, Von Karma and Edgeworth himself, it was because Gregory pointed out illegal evidence and, like, made that be known, and Von Karma got, like, a penalty, and that had, like, upset Von Karma so much. But no, there was stuff before that truly pissed Von Karma off in terms of Gregory, and the penalty was just the final nail in the coffin, or the final bullet in the shoulder. The how and why of Frost and Gusto's collaboration have absolutely no bearing on this case.
Objection.
Von Karma does look like an Equestrian Girls antagonist in the most derogatory way. You're so right. How can you possibly say that with any certainty? If their relationship had broken down for some reason... No! The gays broke up! The gay people aren't allowed to break up! Oh. That could very well have been the motive behind this murder. Could it indeed? Then why did Gusto himself tell me all about it? Because he's lying to you, Von Karma. Von Karma, for someone who's so good at lying, you certainly suck at picking up when people are lying to you. Why did the man that you seem so keen on accusing share the details of his collaboration with the prosecution? To throw you off his scent, Von Karma. Please, tell me you have some proof to back up your preposterous suspicions this time. Mr. Gusto only acted suspiciously one time that we know of, and I imagine Mr. Von Karma is aware of exactly what that suspicious action was. Which means this is probably a trap. Dude, all your Von Karma comparisons are so good. Well, cat got your tongue. Dude, Von Karma looks like he would eat cats. I don't know why, I just get that vibe. Or, like, murder unicorns or something like that. But even if it's a but even if this is a trap, I can't back down now. Mr. Gusto snuck into Mr. Frost's room, and we still don't know why. That fact alone is reason enough to suspect him. If that's your only concern, then allow me to clear it up for you. I knew it. It was a trap. I was saving this for the trial, but consider it a taste of things to come. Thus, I'd hate for the proceedings to drag on because of your needless injections. I'm gonna slap you, Von Karma. I'm throwing more desert piranhas at you. Or sand piranhas. Sorry. My brain doesn't work. Oh my god, they were gay. Wait, is the joke really just gonna be that they were gay? Here, take a look at this. That's... Oh, I can't laugh at that one because I've never watched any of the alien invasion movies. I'm sure you're correct, though. Eighth Attorney writers. You had to know the way I would take this line, right? Eighth Attorney writers. Gusto and Frost. And their sons. Family photo added to the court record. Okay, so I'm putting my question back on the table. Who's the top and who's the bottom in this relationship? Bristow snuck into Frost's room in order to retrieve this photograph. But why? No, they broke up. It seems their sons attended the same elementary school. Gustav was concerned that the fact of Mr. Frost and his acquaintances might place him under undue suspicion. Keep the kids in mind? Alright, I'll keep the kids in mind. They're important. I wish I had my profiles from the future. Take me back to the future. I wanna regroup on who I have in my profiles. A concern that you have just proven entirely well-founded. Gusto's actions make perfect sense. You have given me no reason to believe otherwise. Ugh! Ow. Back the fuck off, bright white screen. He's never gonna let me talk to Mr. Gusto. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's the only answer I accept here is that they're switches. Now, if you are quite done obstructing my investigation, I have things to be getting on with. God, have I never been so ashamed to use a cane. Normally I love when I see characters in video games using a cane because it's like, I do that. But with Von Karma, it's just like, God damn, why can't my legs work? How is this fair? How is it fair that I have anything in common with that man? But then I just remembered that Newlet uses a cane and it makes me happy. That smug, self-righteous jerk. I'll give him something to be getting on with. What do we do, Mr. E? Mr. Tangro's finished if we can't figure something out. Things to be getting on with. What exactly could those things be? He has a body, murder weapon, and a suspect in custody. If the prosecution means to pursue Mr. Tangro, surely they have all they need. So, why is Mr. Von Karma still investigating the scene of the crime? Something on your mind, Mr. E? Yes, poison Von Karma's tea. Do it. Someone should do that. Someone should do that. We're missing something. Something important. Mr. Von Karma has everything he needs to proceed with a prosecution of Mr. Tangro. And yet, he still doesn't seem entirely confident of his case. If he was, why refuse to share information with Detective Bad? Because Von Karma is a petty bitch. Who else? Haven't seen the autopsy report yet either. Guy's probably got a hand in that too. Excuse me. In addition, we still haven't solved the mystery of what happened to the evidence that went missing. Take another look at the scene in front of us, Detective. A very conspicuous pool of blood that should be here is clearly missing. You're right. Don't remember anybody mentioning they removed blood along with the body. Evidence that turned up not in Mr. Tanger's room, but in a most unusual place. It's a match. The blood in the fountain, it's Frost's. So, there were no traces of Mr. Frost's blood left in Mr. Tanger's room. And yet, we found some in the fountain instead. Why? Alright. No autopsy report. 24 hours post-murder, and there's still no autopsy report. You are 100% correct, but I also take offense to that due to the fact that inhaling perfume myself makes me want to die. But that's because I have sensory issues. For Von Karma, I feel like it's just because he's ancient. Okay, blood in the fountain. Fresh blood was detected in the water of the fountain. Okay, well, the missing blood and the blood in the fountain is obviously connected. That would have been really embarrassing if it wasn't. Mr. Frost's blood went missing from the crime scene. Blood. But traces of it showed up in the fountain. I go to the trouble of removing the blood from the scene after the body has been discovered. And why only the blood? Surely the body would have also been in the way. Wait. Could someone have moved the body aside to get to the blood? That is a great point, because where Frost's body is laying, you can even see it in the crime scene picture where it's the tape. It's hanging over the hole. Okay, well, it has to be these two. I mean, who knows what it could be. Alright. As long as we're all in the same boat about perfume is the fucking worst. I got a bottle of perfume for Christmas last year from my aunt. And I made the stupid choice of when I was getting ready to go to my father's house for Christmas, because fortunately I have to see my dad for Christmas. While I was getting ready to do that, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wear this perfume. And I sprayed some on the cute turtleneck I was wearing. And then I couldn't breathe. Because it smelled so strong. I barely used any. It smelled so strong. I had to not wear the pretty turtleneck I was wearing. So the body might have been moved aside or even removed from the scene of the crime entirely. After all, as far as we know, there's still no autopsy report. We learned plenty about the murder weapon and the suspect, but very little about the body itself. Our assumption thus far that the body had been Our assumption thus far has been that the body had been recovered by the forensics team. Oh shit, is the body missing? Yeah, no, perfume makes me like so sniffly, and it also just makes me want to die. It I have really bad sensory issues in like every category, but especially in scent. I can't even like walk downstairs to the downstairs of my house where the kitchen is if anyone's like making hard-boiled eggs because it literally smells so bad and I just will throw up. It's so bad. And perfume is so bad. Ugh. But what if that assumption is false? What if Mr. Von Karma wouldn't show Detective Bad the autopsy report out of something other than spite? What if we've been thinking about this the wrong way around all along? The question isn't why did Mr. Von Karma hold back the information about the body? It's did Mr. Von Karma even have information about the body in the first place? Dude, Von Karma would be one of those Pokemon are evil people. Oh, he would. How do things look from that angle? Perhaps the body hadn't been removed by the police in order to carry out an autopsy. Perhaps it had already been removed and hidden away by the culprit before their arrival. Mr. E? We've both heard rumors about Mr. Von Karma's questionable methods. Fabricated witness statements, shady deals, forged evidence even. Sure, everybody's heard of that stuff. But what's that got to do with us right now? Okay, if everyone's heard of that, why is he still allowed to practice law? Phoenix mistakenly presented forged evidence and was, like, almost murdered. But Von Karma gets to do all this shit out in the open, and it gets a, oh, Von Karma, you silly guy. Dude, eggs are the worst. Eggs are so bad. I need to talk about this for a minute. Eggs are the worst. I cannot eat them at all. I haven't eaten... Okay, like, I can eat them if they're cooked into something, like, I'll eat the shit out of a slice of cake that's made with eggs, or a cookie that's made with eggs, or anything like that. If they're baked into something, it's fine. But, like, anything outside of that, I literally just cannot do it. I can't do scrambled, fried, poached, boiled, none of that. It's like, why are they that texture? Why do they have that texture? Why do they smell like that? Why do they taste like that? They taste just bad. Like what vomit tastes like, but it's not vomit yet. Why are eggs like that? Von Karma does look like Maxie at home. I would never judge a person on the basis of rumors alone. I would. Even Mr. Von Karma. I've tried my best not to let my preconceptions color our interactions with him. Nonetheless, it appears he may be indeed willing to twist the truth to his own ends. Is the truth? You mean he's been playing dirty? And he literally won't let us talk to a witness. I fear he might have been and still is. And I'm not sure, and I'm not about to let him get away with it. I'm returning to the prosecutor's office. Don't breathe a word about anything to that infernal attorney. Yes, sir!
Hold it.
Yes. What is it now? I have a few questions, Mr. Von Karma. About about a certain fact you've been keeping from us. Really? You mean to call the methods of an officially sanctioned investigation into question yet again? I am warning you. If you obstruct the police in their work any further, there will be consequences.
Objection.
It's not the police I have an issue with, Mr. Von Karma. It's you. What? Isn't it on the prosecution to work out who the real culprit is, in the crime is? What foolishness is this? I have no intention of debating what the prosecution's role is or is not with the likes of you. But let me make one thing clear. My job is to identify suspects and ensure that every last one of them is convicted at all costs. That is not your job. That is not your job. That is not your job. Believe me when I say, I leave absolutely no room for doubt when I present my perfect, undeniable, unassailable? Believe me when I say I leave absolutely no room for doubt when I present my perfect, unassailable cases.
Objection.
And how far would you go for your perfect cases? Would you create facts out of whole cloth, perhaps? Oh, fuck. I accidentally hit the button. Ah, I thought you had outdone yourself already. But now you intend to accuse me of fabricating evidence? I do. Because it's what you've done. Because it's why you've done nothing but hinder Detective Bad from doing his job at every turn. What are you talking about? You didn't shut him out of the investigation because you wanted him to keep an eye on us. You did it to stop him from finding out that you don't have the body. What? He doesn't have the body? Ridiculous. You're clutching at straws. I will tolerate no more of your preposterous slander. Then allow us to examine it. Prove me wrong, if you can. I'm afraid you'll have to try a little harder than that. I am under no obligation whatsoever to prove your baseless accusations one way or another.
Objection.
As you must have seen for yourself, a piece of bloody chocolate is missing from the scene of the crime. Why did it disappear? And where did it go? What does it matter? Some blood went missing from the chest where the body was found? So what? So what indeed? That's precisely my question. If the body was still at the scene when the police got here, removing the blood would accomplish nothing. However, let us suppose for a moment that the body was not. If someone had wanted to erase any trace of what had happened in that room, then it all makes perfect sense. What is this petty obsession with the blood stain? Von Karma is overcompensating. But since it's so important to you, why don't you tell me where you believe it went? Of course. After all, evidence is everything, if you never tire of telling us. I believe This should back up my theory quite nicely. Ooh, what evidence do I have that shows where the body from Mr. Tangroo's room went? Someone left someone left finger marks on the chocolate frame, but didn't leave any prints. Special color it's gone. She lost a roll of it, as long as the device that powers it. Take photos. Let's go in statement. Victim's blood. Oh, if it was found in the fountain, then it must be in one of the rivers.
Take that.
Traces of the victim's blood were found in the fountain, along with traces of chocolate from Mr. Tangro's room. I believe the missing piece of blood-stained chocolate was dumped into the stream that flows to the fountain, which strongly points towards one certain fact. Someone purposely disposed of the blood after the body had been removed from the chest. Mr. Von Karma, where did you find the body? You didn't find it, did you? Answer me. You! Where did you get your hands on that kind of evidence? You have neither the authority nor the means to carry out that kind of analysis on the fountain water. God, I honestly don't know who I'd rather be trapped in a room with for 24 hours, Von Karma or Valentino. Both sounds like hell. No, but I do. Curse you, bad. You've been a thorn in my side from the moment you were assigned. Well, no longer. As of now, you're officially off the case. I was barely on it in the first place. Mr. Von Karma, you still haven't answered my question. Will you admit it? Will you confirm that no body was ever recovered? It's really quite the claim, you know. One that you'll never find any proof for, I'm afraid. Okay, but like, what was Von Karma's plan for when this case got to trial and there was no corpse? What was he gonna do? What was his plan? What must I do to get an answer out of him? Now, if you don't mind, I've given you quite enough of my precious time already. I look forward to destroying you in court, Gregory Edgeworth. Your precious logic and theories won't save you then. Nothing will. Faintly in the background, you can hear the echo of a gunshot. Mark my words, Mr. Von Karma. Your messes will be your undoing. No matter how hard you try to hide it, the truth. No matter how hard you try to hide the truth, I'll bring it all to light in the end. Forgive me, Detective. I didn't mean to put you in a difficult position. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's always Von Karma's plan. Hold on, I'm like mentally trying to map out a timeline in my head right now. I'm trying to like mentally figure out a timeline right now, right? So would Damon Gant be chief of police yet? Or is he still just a detective? I guess no, he wouldn't. He would still just be a detective, wouldn't he? Because 'Cause the whole, is it the SL9 case? Why does every case, in every important case in this godforsaken game, have 2 letters and then a number? 'Cause, the case with Joe Dark happened, like, what, 7 years before Ace Attorney 1, right? So... And this happened more than 7... So he would still be a detective, wouldn't he? I don't know why this is important to me. I was just thinking about it. Because, like... I'm like, yeah, I could see Damon Gant forging police reports for Von Karma. I could see that. Don't sweat it. It was always gonna end this way. Honestly, nobody's ever sidelined me the way he did before. First time for everything, huh? You know, I think you might be right about the body being missing. I am, and I'll prove it in court. Well, if there's anything I can do to help, just say the word. Since, you know, I'm off the case now. That's very kind. I'm sorry to keep asking favors of you, Detective Bad, but there is one more thing. Hey, what are you just whispering about? Come on, let me in on the secret. All right, Eddie. The detective and I were just arranging a little insurance for the trial. I think we have enough to see Mr. Tangro acquitted. But I'd prefer to have an ace in the hole, just in case. And? What is it? You'll find out in the courtroom. Wait, what? You're letting me join you? Of course I am. You're my assistant after all. I'll be more than that by next year. I'll be a full-fledged attorney, you know. We can take on Mr. Von Karma together. Indeed. Though I'm hoping we'll have freed Mr. Tangro by then. But if we're up against Mr. Von Karma, I guess we can't rule out the possibility that this might take some time. Right. But we'll do everything we can in the meantime. I know you can beat Mr. Von Karma, Mr. E. I believe in you. I think my voice for Eddie changed like 20 times in the past 10 minutes, but I'm fine with it. I don't care. We can't allow Mr. Tangro to remain in prison for a crime he didn't commit. And we won't. I'll expose Mr. Von Karma's lies if it's the last thing I do. Alright, well, Gregory fades out. I'm gonna take a drink of water. To be continued. Yes, I would like to save my progress. I'm gonna do so. I'm gonna overwrite this one. God, water tastes so good. Hey, we're back in the future. Oh wait, I can look at my future profiles now. Alright, I'm remembering the children. Oh my god, Larry! I didn't know you were Mr. Gusto's son. No. That would be a hilarious twist if Sebastian was Artie's son, but now we know Sebastian unfortunately has an asshole dad. I don't have a profile for these supposed sons. Alright. Lydia Cal Fountain Room. And that's pretty much how things went down. Those are the facts of the IS-7, as far as I'm concerned. I'm finally learning the truth about my father's last case. So, what happened after... what happened at the trial? Well, we lost. Von Karma did a real number on us. Really? You couldn't prove that Mr. Tangro was innocent? Oh, we could prove it all right. Had a decent little pile of evidence in our favor. Problem was, we underestimated Von Karma. Fought even dirtier than we feared. I can imagine. Secure a conviction at all costs. That was always his guiding principle. Yeah, ain't that the truth? Anywho, the trial dragged on and on. Whole thing took about a year in the end. I'll never forget the day the verdict came down. December 28th that following year. It's April now. Oh, mama. We're talking over 17 years ago. Time sure does fly, huh? December 28th. I was there that day. 17 years ago. Sitting in the courtroom gallery. Just before the trial got started, Gregory noticed that Samson was looking even worse than usual. Turns out the poor guy had finally reached his limit. So bad. Even said he wanted to be found guilty. Wait, you mean they forced a confession out of him? Jesus, Von Karma gets worse and worse the more you learn about him. Yeah, Von Karma got what he'd been pushing for from the very beginning. And when Gregory tried to drop the bombshell about there being nobody to speak of, he learned that Von Karma had used the power of the police to head him off at the pass. Even had himself a fake autopsy report. That wasn't the end of it. Von Karma had gotten Samson to falsely testify against himself to being accessory to murder in court. Combined with his confession, the poor guy's goose was well and truly cooked. But Gregory still had his ace in the hole, though. The same ace he had asked Detective Bad to help him with. Excrutamendo. He knew he needed one last card to play if they squeezed a confession out of Samson. Yeah, no, like, okay, I am... Also, I want you to know that throughout all of this, I am imagining that the judge is the same judge that judges every other case in Ace Attorney. So, like, I'm the judge, and I witness the defense attorney claim that there is no body. That there is zero body to be spoken of. The prosecution then goes, lol, no, autopsy report. I'm gonna be like, okay, let me see the body, give me pictures. Can I get any like physical proof? Can I hold the arm of the body in my hand, please? And I'd like to pick up Artie Frost's head just to guarantee it's real, right? Like, you're gonna ask for clarification, but then again, we know how fucking corrupt the court system is in Ace Attorney. So he had Bad record all of Samson's interrogations. I guess Detective Bad really wanted to know the truth too, huh? That would be hilarious. We all did. But he was a trooper. Stayed with the case even after Von Karma took him off it. He was tied up in some other big case, too. Good old Bad. They don't make him like that anymore. Ooh. I don't know if we've ever seen this picture before, but I love it. Anyway, Gregory presented the recording as proof that Samson's confession was coerced. And you know what? It almost worked. A cop named Ian Seidman got fired. Ian Seidman. Inside Man. Oh, I love Inside Man. Samson's interrogator and the initial detective before Bad. He took the fall for pretty much the whole thing. But Von Karma didn't get away scot-free. In fact, he was disciplined by the chief prosecutor. for the one and only time in his 40-year career. Still, Samson himself couldn't stomach another day in court. So when that guilty verdict came down, he didn't just signal the end of the day, but the whole sad affair. I don't remember a lot myself, but my father's face when they declared Mr. Tangro guilty. I was a young child at the time, but even I could tell how much he was hurting inside. Gregory wanted to appeal the ruling, of course. He would have done anything to clear Samson's name. But then, well, you know what happened next. Poor guy. He never got the chance. Okay, it's not the JPEG of Yanni Yogi fucking going insane, but it's once again the picture of Gregory Edgeworth fucking dead. Should have left with him that day. Always blame myself for not doing that. I shoved that aside and observed something else instead. Or rather, someone else. Hated what you did. Hated you for choosing to stick with Von Karma. I hope you can forgive me. No. You had every right to hate me. No, Edgeworth, you were 5. Edgeworth, you were a baby. I went on to become a prosecutor as planned, and that's when Mr. Von Karma showed me this case file. According to these records, Mr. Tangro was convicted as the main culprit in Mr. Frost's murder. Nope. That's not right. Something was committed as an accessory to murder. Strange. The file clearly states that he was the perpetrator. Oh, most certainly. Edgeworth is like so much, like so clearly a victim of intense grooming from Von Karma that it's like the fact that it's not really talked about all that often is shocking. But like, no, Edgeworth is like super, like, Von Karma did a number on Edgeworth. Plus, I'm fairly certain that all of Mr. Von Karma's cases were successfully solved. Mind if I take a peek at those? The file's been doctored. The part about the verdict, it's been changed. What? Here, here's your papers on this. Samson Tangro, age 39, organizers of the confectionery contest. Victim's body was found inside one of his creations, leading to his arrest. While in detention, Tangro discovered that he had a taste disorder, which was subsequently cured via medication. Oh shit, I didn't mean to scroll. Verdict, convicted as an accomplice based on his confession. Convicted as an accomplice? That's a copy of the file they had on record at the courthouse. Huh. Then why is my copy so different? Well, you said it came from Von Karma, yeah? My guess is you didn't want Gregory's son thinking there was a murderer out there still at large. Didn't want you looking into that again before the statute of limitation was up. So everything I believed about this case was a lie. Like they say, you only gotta start somewhere. What's important is if you know what's what now. The statute of limitation may have run out, but the truth's still out there, you know. I inherited Samson's case when your old man passed. Prosecution handed it off to somebody else, too. Great Von Karma wasn't gonna bother facing off against a rookie like me, was he? Anyway, long story short, the killer was never found, and Sampson was found guilty instead. I'm curious who the other prosecutor was. Because it could be... It could have been... Mr. Faraday. It could have been one of the Paynes. It could have been... What other prosecutors would have been practicing at the time? Because Clavier and Francisca and Edgeworth wouldn't have been practicing at... I don't think Black Quill would have been practicing yet. So yeah, I feel like it was one of the Paynes or Mr. Faraday. Be prepared. Oh God, no! Not more statutes of limitations. Oh no, that's terrible. Is there really nothing we can do to help him? Not without the real perp, I'm afraid. Till then, his confession stands. Speaking of which, I didn't find out until after the verdict had been handed down, but Von Karma had threatened Sampson, made him a deal. Told him if he didn't confess, he'd make sure Judy was convicted instead. How could he? Sampson knew there'd be no way Judy could have done it, of course. And he wasn't going to take any chances. So he did what he was told and confessed to keep her safe. Now riddle me this, Milesley boy. Why do you think your Uncle Eddie just happened to be in prison on the day Bronco Knight died? That's right. You were there to see Mr. Tangrove? Bingo. Judy and I both promised we'd visit him every day. I didn't quite keep the promise. But Judy did. She never missed one visit in all these years. Rain or shine, she'd always show up. But none of that changed the fact that Sampson is still being unduly punished day after day. How heartbreaking. We gotta do something, Mr. Fender. Okay, listen, I'm not saying that murder is okay. But I'm also not saying that we shouldn't stab Von Karma and then dump his body in a lake. Well, kiddo, that's actually why we came here. The ice sculptures are back on display just like they were all those years ago. And we're gonna see what we can find out. Right, Miles Rano? I'm a prosecutor, Fender. I don't look at these things in the same way as you or my father. Miles. But that doesn't matter right now. Speaking not as a prosecutor, but as Miles Edgeworth. I want to know the truth behind both of these cases, and I'm not leaving until I do. You really are old Gregory's son. Through and through. You know what? You're right. We should not poison the fishes. I also think feeding him to pigs would be unjust to the pigs. So acid is our best bet. No one gets hurt with acid except for him. Alrighty then. Now that that's sorted, we can really get to work. Good thing I brought the IS-7 case file and evidence with me today, huh? Here. Documents first. Doesn't love paperwork, am I right? The parts in red ink are my annotations. IS-7 incident case file data updated in my organizer. Thank you, Fender. And here's some evidence for you. Enjoy. Okay, Eddie, are you just allowed to carry this shit around with you? Isn't that supposed to be in an evidence locker? There's quite a few, so I'd take a minute to scoop through them if I were you. Small mountain of evidence from the IS-7 incident received from Fender. Yes, I see. I'll take a look at them in a bit. Nope, I'll take a look at them right now. Okay, let me open my bag. Oh. Dude, this is like nothing. We've got a book, some finger marks, picture of the salt lamp, and gay people. You know, our current case is full of loose threads too, come to think of it. Indeed. The key players of that incident 18 years ago who just happened to get caught up in another incident. Yeah, that is suspicious. The ice sculptures in the Winter Wing that are perfect replicas of the ones from 18 years ago. The poison gas attack in the Autumn Wing, which has been disguised to look like the Winter Wing. The two chemicals that were found inside the Pisces statue display case. Uniguim and Etheriction. I forgot what I remember their names were changed from the fan translation, and I don't remember what they were. So I guess I'm just going with the canon translation stuff now. That form of poisonous gas were mixed together. The victim of the gas attack, Carmelo Augusto, who was no stranger to the events of 18 years ago. I was thinking there was probably going to be something with them being perfect replicas or whatever. And who is still unconscious and undergoing treatment in the medical room. Normalium and Fatalium. Alright, Normalium and Fatalium. And finally, we come to the body floating face down in the fountain. Why don't I remember this? Also, that's already Frost, right? Why don't I remember this? Who knew taking 2 months off of Ace Attorney would make me forget what happens in Ace Attorney? And the fact that the ice sculptures have melted just as they did all those years ago. The events of the present day would appear to be intimately linked with the events of the past. Oh, I just realized something horrific. I really hope that in these past however long years, what was it, 15 years? That the body hadn't just been in the fountain, because, like, if this fountain is connected to any other sources of water for this mansion, they've just been drinking corpse water for 15 years. That's gross as fuck. Which means they may be able to help us learn more about what happened 18 years ago. Sounds good to me. Let's get investigating.
Objection.
Oh god, what voice? Trying to remember the voices. The voice I was doing for Sebastian. Oh no, you don't. Aren't you forgetting somebody? Could have sworn this is my investigation. Sebastian is quite right. I do hope you aren't intending to obstruct him in his duties, Mr. Edgeworth. I would hate to have to add a guilty to my report to the committee. What am I guilty of now? Of course not. I'm simply offering once again to do what I can to help with the investigation. Your offer is duly noted, and duly declined. Yeah. No, that's also a really good question. But why is the body not decomposed at all? That's not how bodies work, or water, or bodies, or decomposition. I don't even think if you kept it in like a freezer for 15 years it would still be intact. There looked like 0 rot on that corpse. It's not how bodies work. Ugh. She isn't pulling any punches. The identity of the body from the fountain is currently being ascertained. Dude, I could tell just from the back view that it was already fucking Frost. It's only a matter of time until we have all the information we need. Perhaps I can help you speed up that process. I think I have an idea of who our mystery victim might be. What? Really? Then you have to tell me. It's the law. Very well. Maybe it isn't just the ice sculptures that have resurfaced after 18 years. The body in the fountain may also be a visitor from the past. I'm curious. I wonder if the twist is going to be that the ice sculptures, like the ice sculptures we have now, are in fact the same ones from 15 years ago, but they were being kept wherever Artie's body was, so they just appear to be like, and then they just made it appear as if it was melted. The body is obviously that of Eddie Fender once I murder him. No, it's Artie Frost.
Take that!
I believe the body in the fountain is that of a man who was murdered here 18 years ago. Mr. Artie Frost. God, I forgot you were a character. Okay, what voice were we doing for Scone? What was Scone's voice? I know it was high-pitched. And all that. I don't remember exactly what it was, though. Was I doing an accent for Scone? Hold on, I'm gonna take a drink of water before I keep reading. Okay. Guess I'm just gonna workshop stuff until I figure it out. What? You saying that was for chili wings? Wait. Who the heck is chili wings? Or Artie or whoever it is you're talking about? Artie Frost was a famous sculptor, Sebastian. Although he was better known as Paul Haqui. The sculptures on display here are all his works. No way. Sounds like he did well for himself. Always good to encounter a fellow winner. Mr. Frost was also the victim in the IS-7 incident. Judge Gavel knows about the IS-7 incident. Mr. Edgeworth, the IS-7 incident is an 18-year-old case. Okay. Good night. I'm probably just gonna go for a few more minutes until I find a decent stopping point, and then yeah, I'm gonna jump out as well. Cause it is getting late here. So good night. Sure. That's what the records say. But the records can't always be trusted. What are you insinuating? Hello. Well, the records say stuff like, body totally recovered. The defense back then begged to differ. Not that it stops the prosecution from shutting them down hard, of course. Ooh, phone. Yeah, this is the best. Huh. What? Really? What is it, Sebastian? The body. You've got an ID. Some sculptor called Frost or something? So I'm guessing Edgeworth was right? Goddess of justice. So my father's deductions were right all along. Well, Judge Gavel, I'd say this changes things, wouldn't you? Perhaps now you'll admit that I might be used to this case more than a certain junior prosecutor, anyways. Not fair. You're trying to steal the win. I'm doing no such thing. All I want to do is uncover the truth. And if we're going to get to the bottom of what happened here, we'll need to work together. We do not need to do anything. And you do not need to know the truth. This case is none of your concern.
Objection!
Whoa there, Judge G. I think you might be wrong about that. Another of your interruptions, Mr. Fender. Yep. See, I was on the defense team for the IS-7, so this case is very much my concern. I was one of the pesky kids pushing the theory that the body had actually gone missing. The prosecutor at the time may have brushed us off, but you can't deny the testimony of your own eyes. Or, to put it a little more bluntly, the prosecution's case was rotten from the ground up. When there's been a miscarriage of justice caused by the prosecution, it's the committee's job to fix it, no? Who better to help you unpick the mess than someone who was there at the time? Unless you have an ulterior motive. Judge Gavel seems to know the facts of the IS-7 incident in some detail. In which case, I suspect she must be here on the committee's behalf. Your connection to the case is noted, Mr. Fender, but I fail to see how it concerns Mr. Edgeworth. He's the son of the original defense attorney and the protege of the case's lead prosecutor. And if that's not enough for you, he was at the trial, too. I think it's just possible he might have a little something to bring to the table, don't you? Yeah, Eddie is unfortunately speaking the truth. Very well. You may both assist in the investigation, but only if you refrain from interfering with the work of others. The Winter Wing is off limits for now. This room, however, is all yours. Alrighty. Great to hear we're on the same wavelength, G. Why don't we bring it in? Show we're all on the side of justice. God! Eddie can never just be normal. Hit him. Hit him, Gavel. Do not test me, Mr. Fender. Your permission to investigate can be revoked at any time. Duly noted, Your Honor. This is a turn up for the books, huh, Misley? Gotta do our thing, after all. Thanks to your immeasurable help, as always. No sweat. Besides, it was mostly doing it for me. Okay. I'll be investigating my own thing, so just holler if you find something interesting. I will. Alright, peace, Eddie. Well, okay. Shall we? Yeah! Yeah! Let the investigating commence! We're still unclear of two key facts. How Mr. Frost's body came to be where we found it, and the source of the, fuck, I forget if this is normalium or fatalium. One of the two. You're right. We need some more intel. Indeed. Let's focus on the poison first and foremost. It's used in stuff like dish soap and paint, right? Oh, so normalium. Let's focus on the normalium first. Correct. It's also bright red in color and has a distinctive minty fragrance. Okay. Sounds like we know what we're looking for. Begin investigation. Alright, and that is nearly a perfect 2 hours. So, it is 11:30 here. I am sleepy eepy. And I am going to wrap up for the night and go to bed. So yeah, tomorrow we will either be picking back up on Ace Attorney, or I will be playing more, or I will be trying to work my way through the Honkai Star Rail story. Not sure which one it'll be right now. We'll see. But yeah, so I am gonna head out for the night. Good night to all.